New intro. So much love and appreciation to those of you who have been with me for the 2 year period plus that I've been doing this. Thank you for showing your love and support to the channel. And to anybody else who is brand new to the platform and you would like to support the channel, also you can do it by way of Patreon, Anchor, the clothing store, and also the shoe shop that is listed in the comment description below. And again, thank you to any and all of you guys who have been here to support this channel during the 2+ year period. I wouldn't be able to do what I do every single day without you.
Hear me clearly. America is not a racist country.
We need to address, well, first of all, no, I don't think America is a racist country.
No, I'm not gonna fucking leave you alone. No, Private, listen. No, Private, no. You will show some goddamn respect. Or what? Or what? What the fuck are you gonna do, Private? What the fuck are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, Private? Or what, Private?
They said that y'all are lucky. We only want equality and not retribution. I want retribution. I want to see some of y'all hurt. I do. And I'm not a racist person. I have white children. But to see behavior like this, to see that Private standing there being berated by some Joe and scrubs, it hurts my heart. It makes me... He knew who, and they know who they are doing this type to. I don't know how they can tell, but they know who to do to and who not to. Because that Private, you had your opportunity to strike a blow for the black man and put that rude, racist on his, and you didn't. Now you're sitting somewhere wishing you had, feeling small. Because you let a white man degrade you like that. I'm tired of seeing that. I'm tired of seeing us go through that. I want retribution. Do I need to go out and videotape to show y'all how serious I am about what I'm talking about? Go to jail for the cause? Is that what it's going to take to get y'all to stand up on your goddamn 2 feet and stop taking from these people? Is that what it's going to take? Say yes, and I'll do it. But this has to stop. It has to stop because it's like a fucking virus. One person see it and they think, oh shit, he did it, I can do it. So then they try. Then this next man see it, he tried. Up until they run up like myself. I'm wanting to do damage, y'all. And from what I'm understanding, we ain't got much time left on this planet. We don't. It's all finna be over. I don't want to be laying in my urn. I don't want to be in my urn wishing. I don't want to die mad. Continues to go the way it's going. I'm going to die mad. I'm going to die angry. Because this is not right. This is not right. This is not fair. This is not... Who the is that guy to be talking to? That uniform you got on, boy, demands respect. It demands it. You should too.
All right, so for those who are not that much inclined to actually having black men around them, black fathers, black uncles, brothers, and grandfathers, like people who are black men who actually care about you, who have, been in this community, walked miles, walked years, throughout this plane of existence. This is what compassion, this is what empathy, this is what, in a sense, that type of love and anger looks like. Because you can see the type of hurt and the pain that he has, because he wishes that, even though that is not his son, he wishes he could have done something for him. He wishes that he could have been there, right? In order to, step up, defend, and speak up for him. Because I'm pretty sure he would have. I'm pretty sure, looking at the seriousness in that man's face, looking at the pain in that man's eyes as he watched that young black man in a military uniform get berated and disrespected like that in public. I'm pretty sure he would have. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, I'm pretty sure he would have stood up for that young man. And after he stood up for him, he would have had some words for him. Would have been, some, probably a little bit of harshness, in those words. But behind those words, it's love, it's caring, it's empathy, right? It's him, coming from the understanding of being once a young man like himself, and looking at the point of where he is now, looking at the young man and seeing a little glimpse of him and his past within him. That's where a lot of that heart, a lot of those tears, a lot of, that anger, directly comes from. And it also comes from the facts of life, where this black man has more than likely had his fair share of dealings with true Americans, them wanting to say and try him and do a variety of things, either overt, type of, stuff going on, or microaggressions, So, like I said, that's where a lot of his stuff is coming from. You can see it, you can hear it, you can feel it. It permeates through the video as he speaks. It touches. Like, that's how honest and strong, those emotions are. And it also comes from the fact of him seeing black people always get treated like this. Not just this young man, but always seeing black people treated with this type of disrespect every single time. And yet we just sit there and take it. And we sit there and take it because we're always, beyond any other culture, I can't name you another ethnicity on this planet that is held to a higher standard other than black people. Because whenever things happen to black people, the whole world is like, oh no, don't sit up there and act like them. You have to act differently. You have to act differently. You have to sit up there and show that you're better. You have to use logic. You can't be emotional. You can't do this. You can't do that. It's always told specifically to black people that you can't act a certain way. You can't express yourself a certain type of way. But you have to be better than everybody else, no matter how they undercut you, no matter how they attack you, no matter what they use against you, no matter what they say against you. We are always told to be and do better while everybody else acts a fool. And it's like, it gets to the point where it's like, what's the use of doing and acting better if nobody's going to use what you're doing as an example to actually follow? Because that's the whole point, literally. Beyond what everybody wants to state, right? That you should always, don't do as your enemies do better, show a better example for the future. The whole thing is that if you are to act better, you are going to use your stance at this moment in time for this example, for how you're being treated, as an example, as for what people are to do. So that if they happen to go through your same example or a similar situation, they will look back on what you did and they'll take that and be like, all right, I know how, such and such did this. Let me act in that same type of manner, so that you can start to set up a type of path for people to go about, right? But if black people are, quote unquote, that standard, and then everybody else is just doing whatever they're wanting to do, then who are we really showing this example to? Who are we really leaving this example for? Because at the end of the day, black people are held to the standard. Everybody else is held to no standard. I'm just going to be real. Everybody else is held to no standard. I've seen a multitude of times where you will have Caucasian military men, even if the other guys, like this true American, disagree with what it is or whatever his stance is or whatever he's doing. He's like, you know what? I disagree with you, but I still respect you because you're giving up your life to protect me and mine. I've literally seen that take place. I've seen conversations like that. You can watch them online, on YouTube, on Twitter, on IG, on Army News websites. There have literally been conversations like that, even when it comes to the cops. Same exact conversations. But if the color, the ethnicity just so happens to be several shades darker, this is now when it comes from, oh, you know, I respect you, to, oh, I don't respect what you're doing. You're tarnishing that uniform. You shouldn't even be in it. What are you even doing here? You're going to respect what it is that I'm saying. I'm the authority. You listen to me, Private. You do what I say. You do this. You do that. You stand still. You stand here and take. That's when it starts to become that. That's when it starts to become like, okay, I understand you, to know I own you. I have ownership over you. I can tell you exactly what it is that you can and cannot do. So going back to the black gentleman's response, this is where a lot of, you know, his rage is coming from, because this is something that he has either witnessed himself, you know, seen, heard, read about, or had stories told historically about black people getting this type of treatment. Even if they're not in uniform, they're still getting this type of treatment. And black people have always been told to be at this higher standard, but yet everybody else is just able to do whatever they want to do. Walk over black people, belittle black people, vilify black people, criminalize and lie. They can do anything and every single thing, and black people are meant to turn every single cheek and to never fight back. That's literally what people tell you. If you don't believe me, you can go watch other YouTubers. You can go on, you know, social media. You can go to other websites, and you will literally have people telling you, no matter what happens to you, don't fight back. You can be innocent in a whole situation and have a group of individuals, right, who don't look like you, basically attacking you. Don't fight back. Like I said before, it's, you know, it becomes lunacy. It becomes craziness when you have this, you know, taking place. And, you know, like I said before, it's very easy for people to say one thing and then do another. It's very easy for, you know, a lot of people to try to come at this young man negatively. Not talking about the older black gentleman that was you know, speaking on the video. He was coming from a different place. He was coming from being a man himself and also being a young man at a moment in time, and he was speaking from that standpoint. He was speaking from that thought process of knowing the fact of, this is more than likely what he is thinking. He's going through a lot of thought process because he is a man. He understands where he was, because he was more than likely at that same point at a moment in time before he grew further in life. So, like I said, not speaking towards the older gentleman, but more so speaking to other people who want to negatively come at this young black man for the stance that he took, you know, at that moment in time, like really trying to de-atomize him and trying to use that and generalize, you know, black men in general, which is 100% crazy. But like I said, it's a lot easier for people to actually talk versus actually walk in those actions. And a lot of people who, you know, tend to want to, you know, horribly judge this young man and his actions, they tend not to actually walk in the same things that they're talking about. Because if that was the case, then they would have a lot of strikes against them. They would have a lot of felonies or assault charges or what have you. But obviously that's not the case. Obviously they still have their jobs. Obviously they still have their homes. Obviously they still got their bank accounts. Obviously they still have their cars. So obviously a lot of the things that people just so happen to say and do are not the exact same things that they tell other people to act on and do, because they know the consequences. They know exactly what would happen. And beyond a shadow of a doubt, a lot of people know that if you tell somebody to do something, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be there to support them, you know, when they have to deal with, you know, the issues, the legal ramifications, right, that come with that. You're not going to be there to support him. You're not going to be there to put a roof over his head, to take care of his family, to, you know, maybe if he's in college, you're not going to be doing his homework and taking the test for him. You're not going to be looking after his kids if he even got them, or after his wife if he got it. You're not going to be taking care of his sick grandmother and worrying about the medical bills and different things. Like I said before, it's a lot easier to basically talk versus walking in those actions and having to deal with the consequences. A lot of people will talk, but they don't want to deal with those consequences. So that's why they don't act. But they're ready to sit up there and tell everybody else what to do. But You know, like I said before, to the older gentleman who was talking, I completely understand, you know, the anger, the passion, and the love that he has directly in that video, because it's coming from a place of knowing. That's coming from a place of understanding. That's coming from a place of empathy. And I full-fledged understand what it is that he's saying. But like I said before, I wanted to, you know, also bring this up because you're going to have a lot of individuals out there who will try to use this man's words as to say that he's going to try to start a war and all this other stuff, and he's going to do random acts, when clearly that's not the case. He's basically saying that, yo, if at any point in time that you decide to step in my face and you want to try to treat me like you did that young man, you're going to get a whole different response, and it's not going to be one that you like. That's clearly what he's saying, and I got that. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.